Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel, and you can find me on Theta TV as well. Alright, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Sony PSVR 2 and Theta, how they have some technology that they created from the start, and now we are just on the cusp of it becoming mainstream. And I'll tie those two together and show you how we are right there, guys. Just be a little patient, and hopefully soon, 2022 and beyond, it looks like virtual reality, the metaverse, they're finally starting to take off. So just be a little patient. I'll get into the first bit of news right here. So I just wanted to get a rehack on the enterprise validator nodes. So if you go on the official thetatoken.org website, you can see that most recently I've made some videos about Samsung, but also Sony is a huge partner as well that Theta was able to partner with. Why is that important? Because Sony just recently announced at the CES 2022 the PSVR 2, so the virtual reality headsets for the PlayStation. And these specs are pretty beefy. We'll check them out right here. This just goes in a spec sheet where it compares the PlayStation VR 2 to the PlayStation VR, which also compares it to the Oculus Quest 2, and then the value index. And we can check out some of the statistics over here. So the pixels per eye, we're getting 2000 by 2040 per eye, guys. That's a lot of pixels on a OLED display, and then the screen refresh rate is up to 120 hertz, as we can see. And they're tracking the VR headset tracks your eye, and that is something that I want to focus on a little bit more. As you can see over here, it's one of the first ones to do that and become mainstream that does that. And the headsets from here on out, I do foresee that most of them will have that. I know Apple's going to have a headset come out soon. I'm pretty sure they will have eye tracking as well, and we'll talk about why that's so important. So it goes hand in hand with this article over here that says, what is PSVR 2's foveated rendering feature? And here's everything you need to know to understand it. So as I mentioned earlier, it was announced at the CES 2022, but it brings a huge update. One of the improvements that was announced was one key addition, foveated rendering. And it's a term that's, if you don't know about the VR space, then it's something that, probably is not something you know on a day-to-day basis. So how does the PSVR 2 headset use foveated rendering? It's a technique utilized to heighten the clarity of what the user is focusing on. So in the easiest terms, it acts like the human eye, simulating how our periphery works. So guys, when we're focusing on something like our laptop or computer screen right in front of us, everything on the outside, it's kind of blurry. It's not 100% 20/20 or in focus like when we're focusing directly on something. So in a more technical terms, the VR headset can use eye tracking technology to figure out what object the player is focusing on. And then it'll bring up the fidelity on that object while it'll bring down the quality of the rendering everywhere else. So the key benefit is it helps manage hardware resources in games. And, even though they have these beefy specs, it's not the entire scope, the entire 360 degrees that has to be at that, crushing 4K or 8K, but just some, objects that are right in front of the eye. So here's a graphic right here where you can see the foveal. And that is what is in focus, and then it starts to blend to the periphery. So that is what's happening in your VR headset. Another way to look at it over here, high resolution is what we're focusing on, and then you can see a medium resolution to low resolution out there, because out here, it doesn't really matter as much because no one's looking at the sky in the corner of the screen. We're looking at this object over here. And this is something, if you go to the thetatoken.org, go to the Documents tab, and then check out the earliest white paper that they have, the 2.0. It's pretty awesome because they did talk about this. And guys, this was like years ago. So the Theta was solving problems that didn't even really exist at the time. And that's why I'm saying we are still very, very early to this technology. But I'll just read this as well. To solve the VR and light field video delivery problem, the industry has started to explore foveated streaming technology. So instead of streaming the entire video in full resolution, this technology reduces the image quality of the peripheral vision outside the zone gazed by the fovea. And that is in order to reduce bandwidth requirements. And most of it is just a recap from what I talked about before, but the cool thing is the patents. Everyone always says one of the good things about Theta is all of the patents that it has. And you can see here that it has a patent specifically for foveated streaming. And it talks about, how it uses its technology to do exactly that. So it'll make whatever you're focusing on, the 4K or 8K, and then everything else, it'll kind of, blend it in so it's not as high quality. And we can also see that in a Medium article here where Theta and Samsung VR, the latest in a long line of VR breakthroughs for the Theta team. And guys, this happened in 2018. Just think about that. This article talks about how Theta at the time, they were able to make a 2D regular game into a 360-degree VR, live streaming experience for everyone, and it worked out very well. At the tail end, it does talk about 4 other patents that they use in order to make this happen. I won't go through each one of those patents, but, this is technology that Theta does have, which is really, really good. And then this is just something that is starting to be more and more mainstream. So the PSVR 2 is going to be one of the first VR headsets, like I said, that is going to start using this eye tracking technology. We have the Apple headset, which will be coming out soon later this year. And as we know, Apple's going to continue to bring more and more fans, and Apple will do it right. So after Apple does it, then more and more companies are going to continue bringing more people into this space, meaning that more companies will continue to potentially use Theta's technology, and if not, there's a bunch of 2D games out there that will need to be converted to 3D experiences, and Theta does have the patented technology for that. So guys, be a little patient. I know the price is not exactly where we want to see it today, but I think with the technology, the patents, and the partnerships, Theta has what it needs to continue that upward trend. So let me know what you guys think about this one, and I will see you on the next one.